Hey folks, welcome back to what should be the final episode of Let's Play Final Fantasy IX. I'm the Mysterious JG, Zidane's brother Kuja, and they have a younger sister, Makoto. I mean, you can stop worrying about your... Kuja's the older brother, I think. I mean, there's nothing particularly naturally about this. I think they're all like laboratory created, but yeah, Kuja is the older brother. So this is Zidane being a good little brother trying to rescue his big brother. But you are left to wonder, well, if you do successfully rescue Kuja, what is Kuja going to do in this world that he tried so desperately to destroy? But, I mean, at one point, I guess he wanted to rule it with his evil love. Kuja, can you hear me? I'm coming to get you. Oh, no. You still have time. Forget about me and go. Guess it is Kuja. Shut up and stay where you are. I'm going to die, Snake. You don't have to come. That's my line. Otacon does go. I don't understand you. Hold on, let me do some yoga first. Okay, here goes nothing. So the Aoife tree is... I don't know what's going on here. This is a weird little art choice. They did this before with the Evil Forest. A mix of the in-game and, I don't know, pre-renders. Some of it feels like pre-rendered cinematics, and others feels like the actual game engine playing. It's not exactly seamless. It's a little bit of Cargo 13 trying to evade Apache helicopters going on here, if you know that reference. But it would feel more inspiring if he was trying to rescue Garnet instead of, say, Kuja, who tried to kill everyone in the world. He ended up inadvertently summoning Necron. How do we even know where Kuja is? Like, I guess we could hear him pretty good. Blink? He's blinking? Okay, I guess he missed. Ugh. Is it supposed to be humorous that he missed that jump that way? But phew, still alive. Wait, why am I talking about? Phew, still alive. I guess that was pretty crazy. No doubt about it. I think there's one vertically up walls now. That would be useful earlier in the game. Hey, are you all right? Zidane? Brother! What are you doing here? I thought I told you to go. I mean, what are you doing here? I thought I told you to go. Wouldn't you do the same for me if you knew I was dying? Are you kidding? How many times did I try to kill you? Adults. Never mind. Your comrades were able to escape. How disappointing. So I remember a little bit about this ending, not much. I didn't remember how much dialogue there was between Zidane and Kuja. Yeah, I knew you had something to do with it. Oh, he somehow can sense that Kuja helped them escape at the end. I guess Kuja did really just lose his shit when he couldn't rule the world, decide to kill everyone, and once he knew that he was gonna die, like, no, like at the last minute, we're trying to forgive Kuja. No, Kuja wanted to obliterate all life in the universe because he couldn't be immortal, so it wouldn't be fair for anyone else to live. So, I mean, if you have that thought very briefly, and then you're like, what am I doing? and pull back, I guess that's one thing. But, he was pursuing an agenda to kill everyone. Basically, that's what Act 4 was. Or Disc 4 of the game was, like, up until Disc 3, I guess Kuja's plan was to usurp Garland's power and just rule the universe himself, or the planets. He was going to merge the planets together and rule over them. But disc 4 was just him wanting to kill everyone because Garland told him he was gonna die. And now he's like selflessly helping us after the fight with Necron, I guess. I knew you had something to do with it. I'm glad they made it. The world would be pretty boring and shitty if the people who destroyed me weren't around to have a happy ending. I don't even know what I'm talking about. Yeah, well, it's our turn to get moving. Dolls. I don't deserve to live after all that I've done. I'm useless to this world. I don't know, he's got pretty powerful magic. He could probably do something good with it. You know, put on a fake mustache and no one knows he's Kuja. No one's useless. Oh yeah? What about Dane Cook? You helped us escape, remember? Dolts. After you guys beat me, I had nothing left. Nothing more to lose. Then I finally realized what it meant to live. And then I knew I needed to get revenge on Ocelot for being a traitor. I guess I was too late. Huh? What the hell? Hey, don't you go dying on me, alright? This whole thing where I, like, left my friends to come rescue you would be really pointless if you die. What the hell? This tree is actively trying to murder them. Well, there you go. Zidane dies with Kuja. The end. And then they roll the credits. And it says, if you like to play again, if you go through faster, you might get Excalibur 2 this time. Kuja, what you did was wrong. Oh, Kuja, what you did was wrong. Naughty. But you gave us all one thing. Hope. Oh, Makoto's gonna rescue them both? We were all created for the wrong reason, but you alone defied our fate. Oh. That's one way to look at it. We do not want to forget this. We want your memory to live on forever. To remind us that we were not created for the wrong reason, even though I just said we were. That our life has meaning. She's turning into a Lufinian in my head from Final Fantasy Spirits of the Strangers or whatever. Sometime later. I'm the narrator now. Oh, Vivi's hanging around. Got a ticket to the show. This is how the beginning of the game went. So this is Alexandria. I'll pick up the pace, will ya? I don't believe it, Vivi. Vivi? How do you know that name? What are you talking about? It's me, Puck. How could you forget me? Puck. You know, Puck. The Prince of Bermusia? Oh, come on, what's wrong with you? If you're not Vivi, then who are you? I'm Vivi's son. Huh? Yow! Look at all the Vivis! Man, Vivi's really been sowing some wild oats. I always talked about you, Zidane, how you were a very special person to us, because you taught us how important, taught us all how important life is. JG will get it eventually. Freya, you're leaving soon, are you not? Yes, I can hardly wait to see everyone. Alexandria, I went there many years ago. How long will it take to rebuild Bermusia? I don't care as long as I'm with you. Aww. So he doesn't remember her, but they're falling in love again. I love you, Freya. I may or may not remember her from before. Yet he still doesn't remember our past, so I guess he does not. Oh, that's nice, Fushika. I just want to cherish our time right now. Oh, that's sweet, I guess. So they didn't forget Sir Fratley completely. You taught me that life doesn't last forever. That's why we have to help each other and live life to the fullest. Okay. It's time to say goodbye to this room. I'm gonna torch this place. Save the queen, you have served me well. My duty is finished here. I'm off to become the Dread Pirate Roberts. Farewell, Alexandria. So she's leaving Alexandria. Okay, that's random. Even if you say goodbye, you'll always be in our hearts, so I know we're not alone anymore. We're not alone anymore. Oh, well, here's this dude. What's he gonna do? Hey. Why are you going to Alexandria? You're not going? I never said that. Hey, wait. Why I was born, how I wanted to live. Thanks for giving me time to think. So hard to think. Good food, not only delicious. Although it is delicious. Good food made with heart. Heart torn from animals. It's very important when cooking for friends. To serve man. To keep doing what you set your heart on. It's a very hard thing to do. We were all so courageous. I thought I was pretty much a coward most of the time. Hurry, hurry! We gotta get there before the play begins! Yeah, shut up, kid. There's no need to hurry. The theater ship is no match for my new ship, the Hildegard 4. My new Hildegard is the fastest ship ever. Do I have to remind you? You said the same thing about the theater ship. Ahem. That's what you said, Father. Wait, what is this? Echo, what did you just call me? What the hell? Darling, she just called you Father. Father, Mother, hurry! She's delusional. So say it again, Aiko, and I'll have you arrested. What to do when I felt lonely. That was the only thing you couldn't teach me, but we need to figure out the answers for ourselves. When I feel lonely, I just get a magazine, and then I don't feel lonely anymore. Sorry. That's not how you get all those sons. Matrix! Presumably this is me. Okay, good. Where are you going? Please don't ask. My mind is already set. Wait, listen to me. Thump, 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 thump. I want to show you my Steiner recliner. I never wish to lose you again. I'm 100% sure, minus 33 and 1/3%. Steiner, let us protect the queen together. Oh, meanwhile, that scary clown queen portrait was in the background. I'm so happy I met everyone. I wish we could have gone on more adventures. But I guess we all have to say goodbye someday. No Final Fantasy 9-2, sorry. Alright, you scumbags, we're almost there. Been a long time since we saw Alexandria. Let's give them a show they won't forget. Yeehaw! Break a leg, people. That's right, I'll talk like the king. Everyone, thank you. Farewell. Was that the extra scene we see if we get the hammer? My memories will be part of the sky. What? They're chemtrails. My memories are chemtrails. Ooh, man, she is hot. Oh. Oh, man. Look at her. He salutes with his hand. The theater ship will arrive any minute. See, she doesn't. They had the chest bump salute and the more of a hat salute. It's been so long, I can't wait to see everyone in the play. But it'll never be the same. Not without my horrible clown mother. I have to let go of the past. I have to move on, just like he taught me. I'm right here, princess. I'm sure I taught you to move on at some point. He's got a Union Jack shirt on. Man, he's got impressed about hair.
Ladies and gentlemen, tonight's performance is a story that took place long, long ago. Our heroine, Princess Cornelia, is torn from her lover, Marcus. Marcus Alexander Bagwell. She attempts to flee the castle, only to be captured by her father, King Leo. Tonight's story begins where Marcus and Cornelia decide to run away together. And now, your Royal Majesty, Queen Garnet, Lord Steiner, Lady Beatrix. Noble lords and ladies, our rooftop viewers, Tantalus proudly presents I Want to Be Your Canary. -2.
And now I know that food is the only way my canary can go. Marcus! However she talks. Marcus! Sweet Marcus, I fear I love thee more than time can tell.
Princess, wilt thou be happy be married to a lowly peasant like me?
Prithee, call me princess no more. Marcus, wilt thou truly cherish me, the queen's only daughter? Or is such a desire too dear to wish for? After our nuptials, shall I be no more than a puppet? A mindless puppet, never to laugh, never to cry, being held here by a ring wraith? I wish to live my life under the sky. At times I shall laugh, at others cry, for no life is more insincere than that lived as a masquerade.
So much consideration thou hast given it, but worry not. Cast away thy trappings of royalty, and I shall swaddle thee in a gown of pure love. Never again will I part from thee.
You sound familiar.
Pray, my love, make me thy canary, to keep me forever in the cage of thy bosom. Let us embark on the first ship tomorrow, and something.
Oh, my fortunes are at thy foot. I shall... Why is this going so fast?
No squalls will hinder us.
Oh, love is the sweetest joy and the wildest woe. Woo! All I wish is to be by my sweet Marcus's side. Why am I talking like Dagger? I think I talked differently before, but JJ can't remember. Fie, it shall be war again. Never will I let their plan come to... Why is this so fast? Good day to ye, Highness. Good day. Wist thee of Marcus. Marcus? What news does thou bring? That's how I talked this. Oh! You've been watching Final Fantasy Stranger of Paradise Origins, whatever.
Where is she? Where has mine only daughter gone? Who punched her in the stomach? Blank, good man. Hast thou seen Cornelia?
Wait, his name is Blank in the play? Worry not, Majesty. I shall make sure Cornelia marries Prince Schneider. Make no mistake.
Eddie, sayest thou? How can I rest not? Why is this going so fast?
Thou hast betrayed me, not by my troth, sire, I protected.
Thou shalt have the gall to betray... Wilt thou not betray me as swiftly?
Stay thy hand, I merely... I merely sought a lasting peace between the two kingdoms. I was a true warrior of the two kingdoms.
The traitor is dead, oh cruel fate! What do you mean cruel fate? He was a traitor, I don't understand. You do quickly, find Cornelia and bring her before me. Yes, Your Majesty. Wretched daughter, how dare she disobey her father's wishes?
Why is this moving so fast? Why does the dialogue move so fast? Why are we pretending that we don't know who Marcus is? Marcus is obviously Vivi in disguise.
The time for departure is long past.
Where's Cornelia? Why are we seeing so much of the play?
Marcus, the ship's in the box. Board ye this boat alone, and peace could come to both kingdoms, so Blank said. Speak, Marcus.
She told me that she could not live without me. So the sun is our enemy too. The eastern sky grows bright. Will we not spread our wings and yonder birds enjoy his flight?
Hark, Marcus, they cannot wait any longer. The ship departs.
Could she have betrayed me?
Actually, it'd be really cool if this was Kuja. Nay, nay, would my love speak false? I must have faith. She shall appear, if only I believe, or if I only believe. One of those. As the sun lends me no ear, I pray and said, oh crap, the moons, something about moons.
I beseech thee, Wonder Spoonlight, grant me my only wish.
Oh, it is the name, you know.
Bring my beloved dagger to me.
What? You could have introduced yourself to me again in private.
Oh, stop, princess! You can't go down there. It's dangerous.
Are they kidding?
Yeah, we're just gonna open the door for you.
Of course you can go through. You're our boss. Like, I mean, they were gonna stop her? She's the queen, actually. That's the thing. So yeah, what do you know? The happy, upbeat, like 99.99% of the time game has a happy ending. It doesn't just, like, kill the hero for no good reason at the end. It teases that so that we can have this exciting moment. And then we find out Zidane actually is gone. He just dropped by to make that cameo, and now he's back to live in a flat sitcom, like in an apartment rent sitcom with him and Kuja as wacky mismatched roommates. That's kind of an expensive pendant. It's just... well, pick it up. Oh, shouldn't even care. Hey, go pick up the pendant. I'll still be here. I'm not going anywhere. Aww. This probably should be more emotionally impactful than it is. Like, I think I was at, I was at the right moment in my life to be caught up in the silly PS1 romance of Squall and Manoa, whereas in this game, it just kept bothering me that one of them has a monkey tail. Yay, the sons of Vivi! Aw, he's crying.
Hey, check it out, I got the sword!
I guess that's save the queen or defend the queen. Save the queen, that's what it's called. So there you go, that's the game.
How did you survive? I didn't have a choice. I had to live. I wanted to come home to you. I guess it's supposed to be Zidane talking.
I guess. I really don't know.
So, I sing your song.
Our song. The la 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 la. But when, of course, he sings it as
La 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 la.
Oh, I didn't. I don't think I realized that the castle is supposed to be like a big sword. Well, there you go. Oh, it turns out that the overworld music had lyrics all along. Well, there you go. So yeah, I enjoyed that game. Now, something that I picked up from watching a YouTube video about the game, this was like months ago, and that's one of the things that made me think, hey, I should go check that game out again. Like, I guess, sometimes games hit you, like I just kind of mentioned in passing Final Fantasy VIII, and I was like, oh, I thought it was really touching, the romance between Squall and Rinoa. The romance between Dagger and Zidane didn't work as well for me. But sometimes it's like, where were you in your life? How much... Like, were you playing the game, like, 30 minutes at a time over the course of a long stretch of time? Or were you, like, intently diving deep into the game and it was, like, your main entertainment while you were playing it? Or what was going on? But this, I was watching a YouTube video by somebody who obviously got really caught up in this game. And they pointed out something that I think I might have been intellectually aware of, but I just kind of missed out on. So we meet the sons of Vivi. And it's kind of almost played for like a little gag. But like part of the linking narration at the end is apparently like the words of Vivi. I think we have to assume Vivi is dead. Because the black mages have very short lifespans. so they don't really explain, well, how could Vivi have children, but we've got the sons of Vivi who look like Vivi, but I think we have to assume Vivi is dead, and if Zidane, like, presumably got out of the Aoife tree alive, we have no information now on whether he saved Steiner or not. I mean, not Steiner, Kuja. Steiner got out. Here's the exciting dramatic moment of Blank sacrificing himself in Disc 1, only to be brought back. Yeah, but I think we have to assume that Vivi is dead, and that in order for Zidane to have his big, shocking reveal and really, like, blow Dagger's mind. Dagger, well, she left this jewel behind, and I guess that's probably meant to have some significance that I'm missing. Like, you know, the jewel, which is a symbol of her royal life, is not as important to her as Zidane. But in order to have, like, because, like, she wasn't like, oh, Zidane, it's so nice to see you again. She was like, Zidane, I thought you were dead. And she was even saying, like, it's going to be, I'm looking forward to seeing everyone again, but it'll never be the same. She thinks Zidane is dead. So that when frickin', yeah, what's that weird giant mouth-sucking Eidolon. So I think we have to assume that this is the first time that any of them have seen Zidane. Well, maybe not. Maybe Zidane had been secretly sneaking around because, like, neither Steiner nor Beatrix seemed surprised to see him. And they teased not letting her leave the box and then let her go. So maybe Zidane had been in contact with them, but... Does this mean that Vivi died and that his last goodbye with Zidane was Zidane saying, Vivi, you taught me to be brave. I'm going to go rescue Kuja. That's actually not a terrible way to say goodbye if that's what happened. But no, I saw a video about this game and about the impact it had on somebody who was probably just at a particularly poignant moment in their life where they first played it, so they got a little bit more emotionally attached than I did. Although I think it's a really objectively very good game. I like this game a lot. But no, somebody else was like, oh man, like Vivi, like he learned life is short, but he still learned to live it to the fullest, and he lived his life helping his friends and all this stuff that's like kind of like, okay, I guess. It just kind of seemed like they're just rolling along, and Vivi's story hadn't been very important to the narrative for some time. The narrative really stops being about anybody except Zidane for the last quarter, when you really get into what's going on with these weird, the people of Terra, and the whatever they are, these like carriers for souls and shit. Like, you know, Zidane has this kind of freak-out moment when he has to face where he actually came from. And his friends all come and rescue him, and he's kind of like, he had been... He really had been like the hero who just like rolls from adventure to adventure, just devil-may-care, and like helping everybody else. And being a pretty good... I mean, he's a horn dog, but otherwise he's a pretty... generally just really good character. And he's kind of a horn dog hero in the Balthiar way, like just the romantic adventurer, pirate with an airship kind of thing, which is a fun thing to have in a game. But, yeah, like, when he falls on his face and is just, like, fucking wrecked by finding out about his past, even if he didn't do anything, just finding out he's from this other world and was created to be an enemy of the place he's calling home now. Everyone coming to his rescue is just it's pretty cool when they're all like, you know, no, you're like a good dude and you've helped us all along, and even Amaranth's like, yeah, you're the fucking man. We're not gonna like leave you behind now to sit around in evil land and feel sorry for yourself. But the game really is all about Zidane from around the time that you find out about this other world, and it's kind of nice that all the characters get their ending at the end. But Vivi is pretty poorly done by all this. I guess we never find out that, like, the black mages are gonna be okay. the idea that there's a bunch of sons of Vivi at the end is really weird, actually, because this whole idea that they were just created to be weapons and they got to find something else for themselves to be. But, I mean, there's no magic, like, wand is waved and they get to live normal lifespans. Like, there's nothing quite as Disney as that. Like, they found some purpose in their existence and they live these shortened lives of black mages, but they still get to be their own, you know, they get to have their own fate. They get to live their own lives. They're not just, you know, weapons. That's all cool. Is that undone a bit by the fact that suddenly there's the Sons of Vivi at the end and they don't explain how the hell that happened? Like, I guess it's less depressing than it would be if, like... I kind of feel like the game would be better if, I don't know how they would communicate to us without it suddenly getting tear-jerky that Vivi's dead. Having the weird rat kid, who's actually the Prince of Burmecia, mistake one of the Sons of Vivi for Vivi is cute. And I don't know what the mechanism would be for this letter coming from Vivi, other than maybe just having this narration occur. And at the end, they could have visually shown us that it was a letter from Vivi. I don't know. It's a weird ending. Final Fantasy IX is kind of a weird game. It's one of the... I remember being disappointed by it after playing Final Fantasy VIII. Final Fantasy VIII was a weird game for me, though, because I kind of missed Final Fantasy VII. I jumped straight from Estes Final Fantasy III, which we're now, I think, supposed to call Final Fantasy VI. I kind of jumped straight from that. I was busy doing other stuff in college when 7 came out. And I was at a point where I actually had time to play games again when 8 came out. So I played 8. And I was familiar with the fact that 7 had happened, and I had heard through the grapevine that it was very popular. But I jumped straight to 8 and really enjoyed 8. And then I was really excited for 9, and 9's like just very different tone. Just didn't land for me the same. Because there's a lot of things I can see with 8 now. I can kind of spot what's wrong with it, with like, it's a big thing. Like, I don't think I noticed how much, because I don't think it was like this. It seems like all the JRPGs now are about, like, teenagers, and, like, there's one character who's supposed to be the old wise one, and they're, like, 30. And, like, Final Fantasy VIII didn't give us the old character who was, like, 30, but it was, like, a bunch of angsty teens having an adventure. And that's such a cliche now. It's not like Final Fantasy VIII did it first, and everyone else was ripping them off, but I think I wasn't as tired of the cliche. So I was kind of into it, and I wanted Final Fantasy IX to be more like Final Fantasy VIII. Now, like, all these years later, looking back, I kind of appreciate it more on its own merits. Because they got away from the future. Like, this is things that I've heard other people point out that I hadn't dwelled on enough to think about. Final Fantasy VII and Final Fantasy VIII were both sort of in this weird future. 7 more so than 8. 8 had, like, weird technological stuff happening with the giants. Your high school is also a giant spaceship. Kind of whatever the fuck was going on. And then I guess S-Star was like weird technology place. But yeah, 9 was this conscious effort to get back to the fantasy themes. I feel like you didn't have that much of the game where you had access to an airship. Like, a lot of stuff happened before you had access to an airship. I guess that's how the first couple of Final Fantasy games worked too. But again, 9, like, I remember when I played 8, I really liked the whole first disc where it was like your party was out there. First of all, you had to like pass the seed exams and actually become a seed soldier. I was actually really excited about the first couple of missions you did. And around the time of the story where like the boss of your high school, like your principal, turns over the keys to the high school to you, and you become the boss, the story starts to fall apart. That's sometime in disc 2. There was a whole thing, yeah, because the first part of disc 2 where you're like getting back from the failed attack on the evil city of Galbadia, and I was into it until the point where that game I was into it until the point in the story, because you had a clear mission to try to stop Galbadia, but then you get to the second half of it and it's like about halfway through the game, and it's like, all right, well now we're trying to find the White Seed ship and track down Squall's mysterious, maybe his sister, we're not sure, alone, and it kind of fell off the rails there. And Final Fantasy IX kind of does the same thing. Like, Zidane kidnaps the princess, but it's obvious she wants to be kidnapped too. And like the adventures of like, you're never quite sure where they're going, but like at the beginning they're kind of trying to get to Lindblum, but they have adventures along the way. And like I like that. You got a quest. You're trying to get to someplace. There's adventures happening along the way. I'm into it. They get to Lindblum. You have the Festival of the Hunt. You meet different characters. And then they split off, and Dagger goes off. Well, she names herself Dagger along the way somewhere. She goes off with Steiner. They're going to go try to confront her mom and stop her mom from being evil. And Zidane, part of him wants to go with her, but he realizes he really has to go with Freya. And Vivi just goes with Zidane. But like he wants to, all right, well, we got to go to Bermucia and try to warn them and try to help them. And it's this whole thing where the party's split, but it's about the fact that Dagger is good and her mom used to be good, but something weird is going on with her mom, and there's this evil sorcerer Kuja, and it's interesting. I'm into it. And it all circles around, like, because I'm waiting to see what's the big confrontation when Dagger finally reaches her mom. And when she does, her mom's being all evil, and we're trying to get Eidolons out of her, because the human drama that interests me is that Dagger's not going to give up on her mom, but her mom clearly needs to be disposed of. She's evil. And then you get to the point where Braun turns on Kuja, and Kuja's like, bah, ha, ha, and like he ends up taking her out because he actually controls these. She's been gathering these stones to summon and control Eidolons, but actually with the power of the evil spooky eyeball spaceship, Kuja can possess them and use them to take her out, which he does. And then you have the reveal that Braun just kind of lost it and was evil on her own, and in death she regrets it, but she was never being controlled by Kuja to begin with. So suddenly the whole beginning of the game is like, wait, what? Like, he just kind of seduced her with evil power, not like mind control and shit. And really, from the entire point where we're traveling to the new continent and Dagger is the queen, but she decides, well, rather than using the resources of my country, I'm just going to fucking go with you guys underground to try to find Kuja. And, that's not true. That happens before she takes over as queen. So this stuff where we're getting to the continent and we find Aiko in the City of Summoners, but we're trying to get to the Aoife Tree to stop Kuja's plans because we know that will also thwart Braun. Like, I think we're on board. I'm on board up to the point in the story where Alexandria occupies Bermucia. Like, it's not a particularly complex fantasy world. You've only got about 4 or 5 cities in the entire world. There's a lot of background detail that they don't explain to you explicitly, which makes the world feel more lived. Like, if I knew in detail why are there these hippo people, why doesn't there seem to be a city or a country that they run? They just seem to be in all these other places. But Bermucia and Clara are only occupied by the rat people. Like some of that stuff, it's like, yeah, in this fantasy world, I'm kind of accepting how these things are working, and without having them all explained, I'm kind of interested, and it feels like a fun, plausible fantasy world. And the little politics of Bermucia and Alexandria have been allies for so long, but now Alexandria has turned, like, fascist, basically. Like, will the people of Bermucia ever... not Bermucia, I'm thinking of Lindblum. Because Bermucia just gets wrecked, and it's only at the very, 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 very end that there's any hint that it might be rebuilt. But, Lindblum gets taken over by Alexandria, and the Alexandrian knights, like, those, like, weird leotard soldiers, ladies, are kind of implying that, like, yeah, no, things would be great. Now you're under protection of Alexandria. You should be happy. And, like, they're just touching on the thing that, yeah, it would be kind of interesting if this was a broader, if this was a broader fantasy series, like a bigger fantasy universe with lots of tie-in novels and stuff. You could have some interesting stories about Lindblum resisting Alexandria, or what will relations be like after this is over. Stuff's kind of interesting to me, but everything just falls off when Queen Braun dies, because she was kind of a fun villain. She's like this big, weird, fat lady, but she's like, Dagger has an affection for her, but to everyone else, and Steiner and Beatrix, like people who were close to her before she snapped, but she's clearly evil. from the point that she dies on, like the game just isn't as good. And I didn't think she was this amazing villain. It's just the story became unfocused. Now you've got Kuja going around, and he's just kind of being evil, not out of personal greed. He's just like, we don't know what his fucking motivation is. And when we do find out, it's like, oh, he wants to... Like he has a few throwaway lines, like, I will show you my love by killing you. And it's like, oh, okay, so he's just going to be like Kefka from Final Fantasy 3. Yeah, that's boring. But then he loses it, and he wants to kill everyone because he thought he was immortal for some reason? I don't know, Garland is a fun... Garland's not a terrible character, but like the entire game, because Garland, I think, appears for the first time right around the time Braun dies. And that's kind of the divide. The game starts losing it, I think, when Braun vanishes and Garland comes in, because Garland's like a weird spaceman from another planet. And like we had an interesting story going on that didn't involve another planet at all. And then suddenly it's like, oh yeah, now it's about another planet. And at that point I'm like, okay. Kind of like Final Fantasy VIII, like this evil sorceress shows up. I kind of, yeah, like when you're fighting against the evil empire that's ruled by this evil President Delling, I was kind of into it. The sorceress showing up didn't really help matters too much for me. I guess it's just those two. I'm trying to think, are there other Final Fantasy games that follow that pattern? Because I like 10. 10 is just my favorite Final Fantasy game. I liked it basically from start to end. It has the perfect ending for any Final Fantasy game. I think 12... I don't remember what the fuck the story of 12 was about. 11, whichever one had Quidities. Like that one, yeah, I don't know. I lost the thread of that one early enough. And then 13, like... 13's another one where I was like, I think my favorite part of the game was when Penelo and I'm blanking on Zaz. So when Penelo and Zaz were just like, because the party got split and everyone was on the run, but Penelo and Zaz are really Zaz really was just like, I don't know what the fuck we're doing, but you're like a kid, so I kind of feel obligated to try to protect you. Let's try to like stay alive. And somehow that pairing was like my favorite in that entire series, and that series ran 3 games, and there was only like 2 chapters where those 2 characters were connected in any way. But Zaz being like, I mean, there's like a fun fair. You want to go to a fun fair? We're probably gonna die anyway. You might as well have fun at a fun fair first. Why am I talking about that? I don't know. So this game was fun. I liked it. I hope you liked it too. I'm blathering now. I'm trying to think what to say to wrap up a Final Fantasy IX LP, and the answer is. I probably should have spent less time concerned about min-maxing my equipment for level up. I think that's the real takeaway from this. I am not as sad as I expected to be at the end, because I did remember at the end that Vivi dies, but I think they're so obscure about it that it's kind of like, I guess if you're really paying attention, you would be forgiven for playing the ending. Playing through, seeing the ending, and then not realizing until later, wait, this means Vivi's dead, right? So there you go. Sorry that I spent so much time on menu screens worrying about the equipment. And I guess I'm happy that Vivi found a way to reproduce asexually. I'm not sure what's going to replace this series, if anything's going to replace it immediately. But I like RPGs, and I'm sure I'll play one again sometime. When I do, I hope you'll consider joining me. In the meantime, I can't imagine I'll have this many Metal Gear voices concentrated in one LP that isn't Metal Gear anytime real soon. So if you enjoyed all the Metal Gear voices, I think the best thing you could do is probably, they're split between me and Bobo's channels. Me channel and Bobo's channels. Just like watch us playing Metal Gear together, because that's a fun series. But if you want more of this type of adventure, man, I've done a lot of Final Fantasy games. They tend to be some of my favorite Let's Plays, and I hope this may have been one of yours. Take care, guys, and remember to be brave, because bravery is the courage that allows you to reproduce asexually. Bye-bye.